Hello teachers, today I am going to discuss intermediate level class 111 tic-tac-toe game design. The class description is students design the screen for tic-tac-toe, a famous paper pencil game. The goal of the class is to apply UI UX knowledge to design the game screen. Now, it is always advisable to do a quick revision of your previous class. So, here are some questions that have been framed. You may ask like these questions to your student. Also, there are some questions related to the game that we are going to design. So, you can ask them. You can also do a live test, and once if you want, you can play the game with your student and explain him how it is going to work. So, the information is right here. Point out the UI UX components you can find in the game and read out or you can just tell the answer to the student. Now let's define the rule of this game. Like whatever the rules are, let's understand that. So it's a two-player game. Player one chooses his or her own mark, from X or O. Player take turns to mark in the 9 positions one by one. I'm going to discuss the 9 positions further. The player who succeeds in making the marks in horizontal or sleeping line, vertical or standing line, or diagonal or slanting line with their respective marks wins the game. So this is the winning situation here. Also, if the player successfully makes one of the patterns of on the 3 by 3 grid, then they win the game. So by the grid, this is what we mean. So here, either they can create this grid, which is a sleeping line or a horizontal arrangement. Then there is a vertical arrangement, and then there is a slanting arrangement. And so here we have few components that are not always visible during the game. Similarly, we have labels that show different text at different stages of the game. So we have divided the game into 3 stages. Start, when the player 1 has to start between X and O. Sorry, has to choose between X and O. During, when the player mark their turn on the 3 by 3 grid. End, after a player wins by forming one pattern of standing line or sleeping line or standing lines. Okay, so we have a table also for the same. Plus, the wireframe here in your document will completely show, like it will show clear bifurcation as to where is the start, what are the during components, what will be the end. Okay, so you can have a look at this as well. Again, you can ask some related questions about the game to your students further. Now, when let's look at the layout of the screen. So this is how, like according to the wireframe, this is how the design of the screen will look like. This will be the layout. You can show this to the student and explain them. Now, to begin with, this is how your screen is going to this is how your thunkable project will open like. So you will request the student to click on remix and start designing it accordingly. So let's first understand what is the bifurcation of my screen. Okay, so there is only one screen. This screen is going to have a row. We will name it as row title. Then we have two labels. One is label win message, the other is label turn. Then we have a row, we have another row which is a row choice, and then we have a column which we will rename it as column arrange. Now here again, if you come back to the document, you will have the properties of every design element that you're going to use, and how you're going to change the properties. So a row title will have a label title in it. Okay, look for the properties in the document and make the changes accordingly. Then you have a label win message. Again, make sure the properties are correctly defined. Then we have label turn. Then we have a row choice. Let's see what do we have in the row choice. In row choice, we have a button, an image, and a button. So here, this one is your row choice. You have the button X, you have button O, and there is an image with a question mark. And all these properties you will be able to find it right here in your document. Button X, button O. Okay, so make sure you do refer to your document in case of any confusion. Then we have a column arrange. Column arrange will be divided into three rows, row 1, 2 and 3. Each row will have three buttons because this is what the grid where we are going to go ahead and create our grids. Okay, so each row comprises of three buttons. Okay, yes. And again, for the buttons, like you again, you will check the properties, what should be visible, what should not be visible. So all that is really important. See, so yes, so that's how we are going to, and here is the visibility and what is hidden. The table is also shared. So you can explain it with the help of some questions as to what is the, how you have created the entire design. And then once it is done, you can click on the live test to show the students how the design is going to look like before you begin to play the game. Okay, that's all that we have to go ahead and do in this class related to the design. Thank you.